my national news and international news will be either Twitter. We always watch Washington Week in Review that's our Friday nights. And then.
Is that PBS?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you watch like cable news at all, or?
No, we only have basic cable. So, well, I have Prime, so we'll watch some of the late night shows, but that's not really news, is it? I guess it is.
And so I'm curious, are there sources you find particularly trustworthy and sources you find sort of particularly untrustworthy? How do you?
Yeah, even though I'll read Fox, and when I used to travel, I would always put on both CNN and Fox because I also go when I traveled, I was always in the fitness center early. So if you're on a machine, you throw on Fox and CNN. I go back and forth because I want to see what each one's saying, but I don't trust Fox. and I do trust CNN, and I don't know that I trust the New York Times as much as I used to because I think sometimes they go off the deep end.
I'm curious about that. What do you see in the New York Times that makes you feel?
Coverage of agriculture sometimes gets me a bit annoyed. It's very one-sided. There it can be. So Mark Bittman was never a friend of mine. I think he's a little too far removed from what real farming is.
You think their ag coverage is a little too critical of farm?
Their opinion, their editorial coverage, and my farm news. I don't know that I would look to any of the local or the established media for farm news. So we'd do that more with our farm sources, our Ag Day, and my husband is constantly on an ag bulletin board where we're talking to other farmers. And we do have a private Facebook group where we talk to farmers from around the country about ideas. But that's not policy or news as much. Our opinions don't always agree.
And do you find? Do you feel how do you feel about the news you get through Twitter and Facebook? Are you confident in it? Are you skeptical of it? How do you feel about it?
I find a wide range of opinions there. I like to look at all the different sides of an issue if I can. So yeah. I'm not sure that I like one side better than the other, but I do agree most of the time with CNN.
Mm-hmm. Great. Okay, so that's sort of the end of my set of questions. Is there anything that you feel like I didn't ask about, or anything you wish you want to add?
No, Charlie, anything I missed? I think he was listening. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with farming, and I know it's not. My husband and I, we've been farming 40 years. We're at the end of our careers. I worry about my daughter and her husband, and they really want to be farmers. And do they have realistic ideas about farming? We had a young man come to us the other day. A friend brought his son. A friend of my son's brought his son. So the young man's 18 or 20. Was at UW-Madison studying psychology. Now he says he wants to be a farmer. What kind of a farmer? A pastoral farmer. Oh, want pretty green hills and cows. No, I want to raise goats. Have you ever raised a goat? No. You raised an animal? No. I've had a dog and a cat. It's like, okay. Well, you need to get some experience. So I do worry that the next generation of farmers coming along have some unrealistic ideas about farming.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get into farming to be rich. We got here because we believed it was the lifestyle we wanted. And we've been very fortunate that we've had some really good years in farming. And when the farming was bad, I was able to support the family. So, and I always told my daughter, one of you or your husband needs to always have an off-farm job. I worry because he is off the farm, he sells vegetable seeds. But he doesn't like all the travel and being away from home. And I worry that one of them, you know, if they both commit to farming full time, I worry about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. The last thing is just, you know, I got to you from Sarah. And so if there is anyone who you think it would be good for me to reach out to that you think might be interested to speak to me and provide me a good perspective of farmers in Wisconsin or other folks in the Beaver Dam area that you think would be good for me to speak to, you know, this project is very broad. I think I'm one of probably 5 people doing interviews right now. We've talked to over 200 people of kind of all different backgrounds. I'm particularly trying to chase down farmers right now. But so I'll send you an email to follow up with you on this, but I would love any recommendations that you might have of other farmers to talk to.
Yeah, I have a couple of dairy farmer friends, women in dairy, that might be interested in talking to you. Who knows?
That'd be great, because one of the things you've mentioned, the sort of divide between small and big farms, and one of the kind of farmer networks we've gotten into is a bunch of sort of small farmers, and that feels like a very different.
Big farmer.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much. I'll send you an email to follow up, but it was really great to talk to you.
Yeah. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Yeah.